Tesla launched something that should terrify Uber and thrill investors. It wasn't a new car. It was the end of car ownership as we know it. In Austin, you can now summon a Tesla that drives itself, picks you up, and drops you off, all on its own. No driver, just software. This isn't the future. It's here. And it just changed everything.
I think the cost of autonomous transport will be so low that the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile.
What Tesla launched in Austin is just the beginning. On June 22, 2025, Tesla opened the doors to its Robotaxi service in Austin, deploying a small fleet, roughly 10 to 20 vehicles, of modified Model Ys into public use. Riders were invited to hail rides through the Tesla app, and if accepted, they were picked up by a fully autonomous Tesla, handling the entire drive from start to finish. A safety operator sat in the front passenger seat, with no steering wheel or pedals, simply there to monitor things. Every ride in this launch was a flat $4.20 fare, a nod to Tesla culture and a preview of affordable autonomous transit. The service was geofenced to a portion of South Austin, about a 30-minute trip across, and ran during daylight and early evening. The first rides began that Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m., and within hours videos and tweets showed entirely smooth braking, solid turns, no obvious errors. Riders reported the experience was comfortable and even fun, with Tesla screens greeting them with Netflix and personalized settings syncing to their Tesla profiles. Journalists and analysts who sampled the service came away stunned. As Forbes' Daniel Ives Wedbush quipped, "Going into it, we expected to be impressed, but walking away, all there is to say is that this is the future," and he hailed the launch as the beginning of Tesla's golden age. Indeed, for Tesla devotees, this Austin rollout proved that the long-promised driverless car is finally here on the road. No other carmaker had ever opened autonomous ride-hailing to the public without any human driver on board. Tesla's Robotaxi didn't happen by accident. They're the product of years of innovation in full self-driving, FSD technology. At the core is Tesla's unique, vision-only approach. Instead of costly LiDAR sensors, Tesla uses just cameras and neural networks to perceive the world. CEO Elon Musk has repeatedly emphasized that Tesla built its entire AI chip and software stack from scratch internally, allowing it to optimize for cost and performance. In fact, Musk publicly boasted that Tesla's in-house system can scale faster and cheaper than rivals' expensive LiDAR-based systems. After the launch, Musk tweeted that Tesla's camera-only FSD is cheaper to build and update than any LiDAR-heavy approach, and even called LiDAR lame for the expensive complexity it adds. This technology edge is huge. Every Tesla on the road today is already packed with cameras and computing hardware. That means Tesla could, in theory, turn millions of existing cars into Robotaxis via software updates alone. Analysts note that if Tesla's approach works, the company could activate autonomous driving features fleet-wide without building new cars from scratch. Each Tesla owner's car could become part of an on-demand network overnight. By contrast, most competitors must design special vehicles and gradually deploy a limited number of expensive LiDAR-equipped cars. Tesla's strategy is the reverse. Start with mass-market EVs and software-enable autonomy everywhere. And Tesla's FSD is already impressing. Despite using only cameras, during the Austin rides, Tesla's system handled city streets, parked cars, construction cones, and unpredictable pedestrians reliably. It even managed tight turns and traffic cones better than many expected. A testament to the sheer amount of real-world driving data Tesla has collected. Tesla has the largest fleet of partially self-driving cars on the road, giving it a data moat. The result, Tesla's Robotaxis can learn and improve continuously. Each week of service is uploading miles of new data to refine its neural nets. The Tesla Robotaxi is a game-changer for ride-hailing. In the US, Uber and Lyft today carry nearly all the rideshare traffic. Uber alone 75% of the market. Drivers currently shoulder nearly all the costs and get the lion's share of fares. But Robotaxis can turn that model upside down. In the near term, there aren't millions of Tesla cabs on the road. so Uber and Lyft won't disappear overnight. In fact, Axios reports that so far robotaxi pilots haven't reduced human drivers' work volume. But as Tesla scales up, the pricing and profitability picture could flip. Think about what happens as technology improves. Experts project that autonomous ride service could make fares much cheaper for riders. Tesla's launch fare of $4.20, roughly 1 cent per mile, hints at dramatically lower costs once the network grows. Axios notes that as AV costs drop, Uber and Lyft riders could see sharply lower prices in the long term. Moreover, Tesla and other robotaxi operators can add extra cars to handle surges. In fact, Uber and Lyft are already beginning to incorporate Robotaxis, via Waymo and other partners, on their platforms to help manage peak demand. During busy times or bad weather, a driverless Tesla could fill in and keep the app flowing, preventing prices from spiking. Long-term, forecasters expect ride-hailing to explode, with urban commuters relying on on-demand mobility instead of car ownership. One study by S&P Global projects U.S. ride-hailing trips growing from 3.6 billion in 2024 to 15 billion by 2040. Remarkably, they estimate about half of all those trips could be in Robotaxis. That's a market of 7 billion driverless rides per year. In a world like that, every Tesla Robotaxi on the network chips away at Uber's dominance and slashes costs. Narration. Of course, humans won't vanish completely. Axios and Lyft leaders predict a long, hybrid transition. Premium services and assistance for disabled riders will still need people. But the economic impact is clear. Self-driving cars mean far lower labor cost per ride. Even Uber's CEO admits he's watching autonomous tech closely. The company once bought its own self-driving unit, now sold to Aurora, and partners with Waymo. Tesla stepping into ride-hailing signals a tectonic shift. It's not just about cheaper rides, it's about owning the future of all ground mobility. Beyond the traffic, Tesla's Robotaxi launch has huge implications for investors and Tesla's valuation. Wall Street reaction was immediate. Tesla's stock jumped nearly 9% in trading the day after the Austin debut. Analysts and Tesla bulls are framing this as the proof point they've been waiting for. For years, Tesla permabulls like Cathie Wood, ARK Invest, and Wedbush's Dan Ives have preached that a robotaxi network could be worth billions upon trillions in new value for Tesla. In fact, Teslarati reports that this new revenue stream is expected to generate billions upon trillions of dollars for Tesla, unlocking precisely the payoff investors envisioned. Even conservative analysts are upgrading their long-term models. RBC Capital Markets, for example, now estimates that Robotaxis could account for 60% of Tesla's future valuation. In other words, most of the company's worth might ultimately come from driverless miles, not just selling cars or solar panels. Wedbush's Ives recently raised his Tesla price target and reiterated that at $500 per share, the cat was out of the bag on autonomy. He forecasts that by 2026 Tesla could hit a $2 trillion market capitalization if Robotaxis ramp up as expected. The mood is ecstatic. Investors have long been forgiving Tesla's misses because of this future promise. Today, that promise feels closer to reality. If Tesla can expand beyond Austin on schedule, some Wall Street banks believe Tesla's market cap could double or triple from today's levels. The Rodboss analysts even say this marks the golden era of autonomous for Tesla officially kicking off. In sum, the Robotaxi launch didn't just prove a concept, it literally raised the stakes on Tesla's valuation. How does Tesla's effort stack up against the self-driving competition? Right now, Tesla is not alone in the Robotaxi race, but its approach is unique. Alphabet's Waymo has been in this game the longest, offering paid fully driverless rides, with no safety driver, in Phoenix since 2020 and in San Francisco and LA more recently. In fact, Waymo already has over 1,500 driverless vehicles deployed across multiple U.S. cities, and it's booking around 250,000 trips per week on its network. Amazon's Zoox is developing a custom taxi vehicle that could go commercial anytime. These rivals have made significant progress, but they face challenges. Waymo's fleet is huge by autonomous standards, but it costs billions in sensors and operates in very limited areas. And none of them can leverage an existing fleet of millions of cars like Tesla can. Tesla's advantage is its scale and software flexibility. If Tesla's vision-only FSD really works, it could roll out autonomy to its entire vehicle base. As Quartz notes, this means Tesla could create a robotaxi network without building new hardware from scratch, just by updating the software on Teslas already on the road. In practical terms, Tesla's network could outgrow competitors quickly once unleashed. Imagine a future where any Tesla owner can add a taxi mode to their car via an app update. That kind of distributed model is what Musk envisions, a global fleet of shared Teslas earning money for owners when idle. In contrast, Waymo must purchase and maintain each car. Analysts say Tesla's camera-based system might also give it a cost advantage. As RBC noted, Tesla's vision-only neural net system could prove cheaper, more scalable, and more adaptable than the LiDAR-heavy fleets of others. Both sides admit they have room to catch up. Tesla's Austin Robotaxis cover only a few miles today, whereas Waymo's are daily shuttling passengers in larger zones. The Washington Post reports that Tesla still has some catching up to do, while Ives and Musk themselves emphasize they're just getting started. But with Tesla's development speed and massive user base, the competition just got a lot more intense. So what's next? Tesla isn't stopping at Austin. Within days of the launch, reports surfaced that Tesla is expanding access, sending more invites to Austin locals and gathering more ride data. This cautious expansion will refine the system before any major scale-up. Elon Musk has also signaled that if things go well, the number of Robotaxis could jump dramatically soon. In fact, Tesla's team is already preparing to phase out some of the safety monitors and increase the number of Robotaxis over the coming months as confidence grows. On the development front, Tesla's next big target is a purpose-built robotaxi. Internally dubbed the Cybercab, this new model, likely based on the Cybertruck platform, will have no steering wheel or pedals and optimized passenger space. Elon Musk first teased that a dedicated Tesla Robotaxi is in the works. He expects to roll it out a few years down the line, once the software is ironed out. Cybercab aside, the immediate road ahead is about geographic expansion. Musk predicted that Tesla could launch Robotaxis in 25 U.S. cities over the next year. That would include major markets like LA, Miami, and eventually international cities. Each new city brings new challenges, traffic rules, mapping, but also more learning and scale. Another revolutionary aspect is the Tesla owner opportunity. Musk has long talked of owners putting their cars into a shared taxi network when not in use. Imagine you own a Tesla that's parked most of the day. Under this plan, you could let Tesla autonomously rent it out, splitting the fare. This peer-to-peer model means millions of Teslas could join the network without Tesla having to buy them all. It's a future version of Uber where drivers aren't people but car owners. While Tesla hasn't enabled that yet, investor memos make it clear this is the ultimate vision. In summary, the road ahead is very busy. More cars, more cities, more features. Tesla's engineers are constantly tweaking the FSD software from the new Austin data. Each week will likely bring firmware updates to improve reliability and coverage. As public ride volumes increase, Tesla will use the lessons learned to shave margins, cut costs, and maybe even scrap the safety monitor role for some rides. The expansion plan is aggressive but methodical, step-by-step building towards a national, then global fleet of Robotaxis. Austin Robotaxi debut is nothing short of historic. It is a step in a right direction in the race for autonomous ride-hailing, placing the first fleet of driverless taxis on public streets. The implications are vast. Everyday car ownership and ride services are being reimagined overnight. As Wedbush's Dan Ives put it, the golden era of autonomous for Tesla officially kicks off. For Tesla, this is a validation of its gamble on FSD and Tesla vision. For investors, it's a clear sign that Tesla's unique strategy is paying off in the real world. And for the world of transportation, it means the future is closer than ever. Within a few years, catching a cab could literally mean catching a robotaxi. Of course, much work remains. New cities to conquer, regulators to satisfy, and hundreds of millions of miles to drive safely. But Austin showed what's possible. The scene of sleek Teslas whisking Austinites around town is a bold preview of what's coming to every city street. With this robotaxi breakthrough, Tesla has firmly put itself in the driver's seat of the autonomous revolution. The question is no longer if robotaxi will become commonplace. It's how quickly Tesla will expand its lead.